let me get to this next topic. Does dating get easier or harder as you get older?
Harder.
Why do you think that?
From my experience, it gets harder because I feel like as I've gotten older, my expectations are different. And I'm looking for something different than when I was younger. The things that
Are they
um,
higher or lower than they was when you were
um,
younger?
I would say they're higher. They're more intentional. Like I'm looking at things that are not necessarily visible.
Okay.
Versus when I was younger, like certain things didn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me if a guy didn't have a job or if he didn't go to like because I wasn't thinking about that. I was more thinking about in the moment when I had less to really consider. But as I've gotten older, I'm into more um substantial qualities. So it makes it harder because you might like, one or two things about a person, but they might be lacking in something that I consider very important. And so therefore we could be friends, but we wouldn't be able to, have anything
or build
serious or to move forward with the friendship, so
Right.
to speak. So it's definitely harder.
I don't think it's harder.
You think it's easier?
It's not easier, no harder.
It's the same.
It's not. Because it's not the same. Let me explain.
Hey, it's nothing. It's not easier, it's not harder, it's not the same. Like
It's right here.
How many? Okay, let me not even ask that question. Okay, I can speak from. It's subjective at this point, right? Because
Okay.
this is how I feel. This is how I view it.
Yeah.
As a grown woman, and then you entertain somebody that's there's like they're not the same age as you, but mentally like oh my gosh, like you guys connect. They're smart, they're intelligent, but at the end of the day, I don't feel like it's harder because there are people that are young that want the same thing that you might want in their current age. So I feel like mentally, if that person is mature enough, they can match up to me. It's hard for me to date somebody that's younger though, but I'm just saying if your paths align, the age is just that's the only gap. Like that's the only thing. But as far as like, oh, because I'm in my 30s and you're in your 20s mean that we want two different things. It may not be that's the case for me. I look at the mental. And where are you in your life? Because there's a lot of 20-year-old men that are winning right now. Like they have their house already. They're in good, they're entrepreneurs. They're making 6, 7, 8 figure. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, where are you? And like, how do you even carry a conversation? It's the simple things for me. So I would, in the beginning, I would say like, yeah, there is that issue of, I'm older now and these young men and these men don't know what they want. But from what I've been experiencing, I just feel like it's just the mental at this point. I don't really think that's what it is.
I think men know what they want. I haven't had that experience. I'm a little older than you.
Okay.
So I think men know what they want very, very much so. I don't think it's that. I think the reason why it's a little harder is because you want, like, for me, I'm not interested in seeing multiple people. Like I don't have the time. I don't have the patience.
Right.
I want to like really be into a person, and so in order to do that, you're gonna come into contact with people who you need to kind of vet and kind of see like where their mindset is, where they are, what they're actually looking for. If I meet a guy and he tells me like I don't want to be serious, I respect that, and we're gonna be friends.
Right.
Like you know what I mean. I'm not gonna try to push back on it. I'm not gonna try to prove you to pick me. None of that. You know what I mean. So as that goes on, you meet a lot of people. Like there's a lot of suitors. However, you weed people out, and you really want to have someone who you look forward to seeing. You want to spend time with. You don't want to just have multiple people who you're wasting time with. Oh, I'm gonna hang out with you this day,
Right.
that day. I'm gonna do a random text, text messages. You really want to have
But that could
somebody
be at any age though. That could be at
right.
that
But I
age.
feel like when you're younger, like I didn't have the same values, so to speak.
And I think
Okay.
that even when we were younger, we didn't have all the shit we have right now.
Right.
Social media and none of that. It was like little hit and misses like MySpace and
We
shit
had
like that.
social media,
But it wasn't
don't
like
drag it.
I think it wasn't as
Yeah, exactly.
it's not as
I agree.
competitive as
Things have
it
been
now.
around.
These kids actually live for this shit right now. We didn't have to live for it. We walked to places. Remember, we had teen parties. When the last time you had a teen party?
Right, yeah.
When the last time somebody dubbed it on in a club? Like,
Right?
you know what I'm saying?
Dubbing.
So I get what you're saying, but I think that what we're going through now is not the same as it was before.
Yeah.
Like we had
social media.
we
wasn't
had
on
to
your
go
phone,
out
but-
and
I think
fish for
social
ourselves, like,
media
when it
is
came to
what's
that.
messing it up at this point, honestly.
Yeah.
Social
Yeah.
media
I-
has a lot.
There's another thing too, though. It doesn't. That plays a part, but
Right.
y'all got to understand too. Like women with okay, so as women get older,
Mhm.
Right.
their value is not as much. You know, as men mature and get older, they get money. They have more of the pick of the litter. You get what I'm
Yes,
saying? So
yes, that's it.
women now some women have babies, which
Mhm.
with a successful dude, he's not trying to be with a woman that has a child because that might be a
Right.
setback for him. So
Right.
it plays a part and it's different. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I think
What's
it's
your-
all subjective because I have a child already, and whomever my actual person will be, I would prefer them to have a child already.
Okay.
But if my younger self would be like, no, he has to come clean, no kids, no this, no now. Come if you have a child, perfect, because I don't want no more. And right, and then like if you've been married before, okay, let's see on what terms it ended. But at the end of the day, like everything does, like the little things that we looked back at and be like, this person had to be this, had to be that. I look at myself and I'm looking at my older self like, what is wrong with you? Like
Right.
that wasn't
Right.
even.
And-
look at that now.
And
like,
what I'm attracted to has changed totally. You know what I'm
For
saying?
real, but-
and I like a lot of times as a younger woman, we entertained dudes we knew
But
we
that's
wasn't really
that's when
feeling
y'all. But
him,
that's when
we
y'all have
wasn't
the
attract-
power, though.
Right. Exactly.
And y'all, I mean,
exactly.
I would say some women will use poor choice after that,
Right.
with
right,
that power.
Absolutely.
But you live
question,
and
let me
you
ask you a
learn.
question. You said that you wouldn't date a guy if he had children. Like
I
if he
would
didn't have,
prefer.
you prefer it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was gonna say, what if you vibe with somebody that didn't have kids?
That's what I'm saying. I have deleted the list. I no
Mhm.
longer have a list.
Mm.
There is no list.
Mm.
Dating my type is not working for me. So how am I insane to keep doing the same thing? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
delete that list. And I
Right.
would encourage everyone to delete that list. Obviously have boundaries and standards and think that you're not going to settle for.
Right.
But this, he got to be 6, this, he got to be that, he got to be. All my followers know, like I remember posting in the beginning of the year saying, I'm going to delete my list. My man no longer needs to be 6 something. He no longer has to be dark skinned, even though I prefer. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the little things now, because when you connect with someone,
This
no matter how
right.
their age, well, obviously you don't want minors, but like the little
Yeah.
gap, because people look at me and they think I'm 20 something. No, I'm not. But if we connect here and you can stimulate and we can have a conversation and you're going places and you don't have to now about, oh, my man gotta have his own house, but at least you have your apartment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like delete that list because it will hinder you from meeting your person. Don't let social
Definitely.
media come in and be like all these pretty videos that you seen people posting, and then it makes people depressed thinking that you can't find a man. No, sis, that man probably knocked at your door already, but you chose not to because he did not match what was on the list.
Yeah.
Who do you think got this list? Men or women?
Women.
Yeah.
Women.
I could take
Women.
accountability for that. I had
Women.
a
I
long
would
And
never.
we-
I don't think I say I had a list. She could vouch for that. I've never really had a list because
Yeah.
I've dated. I've had preferences, but everybody gets a chance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I connect with you and we vibed,
An
and
equal opportunity dating.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like-
And that's good. That's
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, so, and I know for me, with certain things may work, what may not work for me as I get to know you, though.
Right.
But I'm not going to just shun you away because it didn't work at that moment.
Mm.
I mean, because I didn't like you at that moment because you didn't have what she said, the 6 feet, the dark skin, this, that,
right.
third, the financial. Nah, I've always dated outside of the average box. So when people see me with somebody, they be like, oh, you with him. Okay.
And I
Because they look
don't
at me.
shun. I'm not saying I
But
shun
now,
them.
like
Yeah.
I connect with people differently. Like, I don't know, maybe it's based on my background and me being familiar. Like, I've been nothing raised around men. And I know how men think and move and everything. That don't mean I treat the man I meet as such. Like, oh yeah, because you got that bitch or you
Mhm.
fuck with that girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going in there with the intent of that.
Right.
Because that's not what I do. And
Mm-mm.
I'm not going to get nowhere doing that.
Mhm.
So, I always
so-
feel a guy out.
Yeah. So Ace, how you feel about this? You think
As-
dating is easier as you get older or harder?
I would say for me personally, dating has gotten much harder out here because it's not a lot of quality out here. Like I'm trying to remember if it was quality back in the day. I don't know.
I wasn't looking for quality.
I was looking for
Like,
quality back in the day.
I'm
So
about to
I
say,
don't know,
was you
but I
looking for
think
that?
now that I'm looking for a quality woman, it's definitely hard because most women out here, they not looking to settle down. They out here You got articles coming out about women not being trustworthy, they cheating in their relationships. So you really gotta
Chasing
sit down
their careers,
and
You
and
sassy
vet
for
these women,
even
bro.
saying that.
Somebody's telling lies.
That is
because
not sassy.
women,
No,
we're
I know,
complaining.
I know it's not.
I know.
Listen,
what
How
you're
are you
saying.
saying you can't find quality women, and we're saying we can't find quality men? Like, what's going on?
Men
Well,
have it hard though.
The disconnect
Men
is
have it
because women's
hard.
standards are way higher than it should be sometimes.
Mhm.
Let me clear it up.
Mhm.
When I said I had that list, didn't mean like I didn't entertain, like have a conversation with someone that wasn't on that list. But it all boils down to like who would get first conversation.
You know, there's women that saying I will not talk to you unless you send money to my Cash App.
No,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
no.
That shit is
That's
real.
crazy.
Like,
Okay,
That's
that's
crazy.
crazy.
But
Let me
that's
tell you
true.
something.
That's crazy.
I actually respect sometimes how certain men move with females because for like 2 years, I had my brother's Instagram and he used to just tell me, just watch my DMs. And the way women would carry themselves, I honestly respect how men would move with them because it was disgusting the shit I used to see. I'm talking about the girl knew he knew her man and she would still link him. Like, this was his man, like, I called you a friend or whatever, but where was your boundaries as a female?
Right.
So don't get mad when he start treating you a certain way, sweetheart, because you
Right,
moved a
because-
certain way.
Because that's what you qualify for.
Yeah.
Understand, there are certain things that people qualify for, and they get the treatment based on that. If you're in somebody's DMs saying that you got to cash at me first before we could talk,
That's a wrong
it
message.
have the expectations that they're gonna treat you based on what you qualify for.
I think so.
Period.
Yeah, I think y'all made some great points. And I kind of agree with Ace. As far as I think dating has become more difficult as you get older, because when you're younger, you have the time to entertain multiple women or multiple people in your example to find out who's the best compatible partner, right?
Right.
When you get older, you don't have as much time to
Mhm.
entertain multiple people. So now you gotta
Your
fixate
mental
it on
capacity don't even work.
one or two people, and then you don't get to build. It almost feels like you don't get to build that that bond with them, because everything is so expedited nowadays. Because
Yeah.
we're older,
Yes.
you know, the women are our age, they're older, they're trying to hurry up and have this child because they don't want to get to the point where they possibly can't have as many children. So now it just feels like everybody's trying to expedite the relationship, and then it just feels forced. You know what I mean? So
Right.
even what you said, I respect the boundaries that you had, but sometimes it can come off a little bit strong if you meet a woman and she's like, well, these are my lists. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've seen some dating profiles where you just go on and shit there. Well, if you got to have this, my children come first. Just know that my children come first. You will never be first. And like, it's a whole bunch of shit. And it's like, God damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, can we even vibe?
Them Instagram bios be a little bit too much.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, can we just vibe and fill each other out first without feeling like I have to automatically be your boyfriend from the beginning? Like, I've just met you. Like, is either you're my boyfriend or that's it, because I'm not wasting my time. You know, some men are like that as well. So I think it is a little
Not
bit.
to mention, dating is fucking expensive these days, man. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yes,
you can't go on those simple
I heard.
dates no more. If you take a woman on a simple date, she's like, oh yeah, you ain't got
What
no
is
money, man.
simple though?
Like, for me personally, I'd rather just go get a drink with somebody just to fill you out to see if we could even go on another date. You know what I
But
mean?
you
If I
would
wa-
do that. Some men are cheap, and they do that just because.
Yeah,
they
but
don't wanna
somebody might
spend.
consider me cheap because I want to do that. For the
But how
first
we
date.
knowing
I
that?
don't
How we
think
know that
that-
he's being cheap
I
because he
don't
just wanted to
think-
get a drink?
Listen, I'd rather go to, like, I usually for the first like kind of meetup or whatever, I'm like, let's meet at Starbucks or something like that, or let's meet at a park, like something
Right.
simple, because I need to know if I'm actually feeling you enough to
Yeah.
go forward. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I definitely understand. We're in a recession. Dates are very expensive, and certain dates you really don't get to know a person. If we go to the movies, I'm not gonna get to know you.
Right.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
That's a
You
fact.
need to be doing something active that's
Mhm.
gonna really show me how your mind works, how you think. You'll get to see how I think. It really will show you if you're really into this person based
Yeah.
on doing certain things. And so sometimes sitting down and having dinner is just not it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But then they want to ask you out to go to the club. I had a guy ask me out to go
A
to the
guy
club
asked
for,
you
I ain't never
for the
did.
first
That's
day.
weird.
Yeah,
That
he
must be a
said,
I met you at the club.
Right.
I'm asking,
Right.
he
like,
sent me a whole. I'm like, he,
You
you know,
ain't
he
never
asked
lied.
me
That
out,
must
and
be
he
a
sent
promoter.
me the
Some
thing, and
promoters,
it's a
they
club.
will do that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Was
They
it
save
like
money
a-
and make
Mm-mm.
money
Was
at
it
the
like
same
a-
time.
It's a nightclub.
was it like okay, never
It's
mind.
a
I thought it was like
nightclub.
a lounge or something.
Or
It was
like
not a
drinks
lounge. It was
or
a
something
club.
like that. Like,
I have never
Yeah, I
been
don't
to
know
a
how
club
it's a
in
date.
years.
Like, I don't
I
know.
see certain dudes do that as they ain't got nothing else to offer, so I'm gonna go
Right.
there. I'm gonna look like the nigga there. I look like the nigga when I
Yeah.
go to this clubs. Everybody knows
Mm.
me. I get bottles. It's
Mm-mm.
corny, but you know what I'm
Not
saying.
me.
That's how you You know, what
I love the simple thing. Like I'm an active person. Like I live in a gym, I work out. So you could take me anything that's competitive. I like simple dates.
I like gym dates.
If a
Gym dates?
Yes,
Oh,
I like gym
wow,
dates.
okay.
Like going to the gym together.
oh
I like that.
As
like
a date?
For the first date?
Yeah.
well,
Wow, okay.
I mean I'm
I
in the
can
gym.
tell a lot
every
about
day.
you based on that.
Nigga definitely gonna tell a lot about you too. All right, especially.
Oh, you need help with that?
That's gonna tell her whether she want to be around that guy. If he start being all extra aggressive, you need help
that's
with
true
that.
too.
you
That
know
is
that?
true.
That's
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean,
But
that
we
is
can
true.
actually talk and we can actually, because going to the gym is so important to me. So I need to know like how much you value going to the gym, being healthy, and then we can kind of like talk, like we can see people, we kind of people watch, make little jokes or whatever. I get to get my workout in, and then I also get to see how you working out. So.
No, I don't
That's
like that for
that's
gym.
a-
Because
yeah,
when I'm in
that's
the zone,
interesting.
I'm in the zone. Like I'll be, you
Well,
know,
I'm like,
but
you got your headphones on.
I do.
right?
Yep.
Don't
and
bring
I'm-
your
You
headphones
good?
at this
Excuse
time.
me.
Yeah.
I would like to ask you a question though. You said if you're talking to somebody and they tell you they talking, most people do you think it's healthy to have them as a friend, even though their intentions
Who, me?
was to get
Yeah.
No. That's not what I meant. I meant like if I meet a guy and he's telling me from day one, listen, I don't want no girl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want no girl.
But he's hollering at you.
Yes.
Okay.
But he's not interested in being in a relationship. And he tells me from the gate, I respect where he is. I'm not gonna argue with you about what you should want. And I'm also not gonna like try to prove to pick me. I'm just gonna, I feel like we can have like a good friendship and see if it will blossom later on down the line.
I don't think friendships could build with somebody that's already attracted to you trying to get with you.
Yeah.
I'm not, that's me. You get what I'm saying?
That's true.
I disagree with that.
How often has it worked for you? Like,
I disagree with that.
The friend zone.
Yeah, y'all friends and then y'all see if it turn into something.
No, okay. To be even more honest, I'm usually not really that invested at that point. But again, I'm not gonna be confrontational. Like if you tell me what type of time you're on, I respect it.
So you
but I'm not
sugarcoat it basically, so not hurt his feelings.
It's not really like a friend; it's like an acquaintance, like basically.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
Okay, all right.
You know what I mean? And I can respect that, but that's not what I'm looking. That's not what I'm looking for. But I can respect where you are, and if I was in that zone where I'm not trying to be serious, we could possibly see what it could be. But right now, I know what I want, and so I don't want to waste your time or my time.
So has that ever turned into like a sneaky link later on?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a sneaky link type of person. Like I'm not really. That's not really my thing. First of all, it takes a lot for me to just even like somebody or be attracted to somebody. So I don't really get into those situations where I'm gonna have like a sneaky link because it takes a lot for me even to be attracted to somebody. So it's just like I see you around, and I'm always gonna be kind. I'm always gonna be nice to you. But you're not.
You know that's gonna be a problem with the man that you're talking to though. Like if he know that's just he was fulfilling you and you keeping him around as a friend.
Oh no! Because as soon as I have a man, everybody
okay.
Listen, my man comes
We're on the
first.
same page. We're on the same page. All right, just making
Good luck.
We gonna talk about that a little bit later.